Love Man came out of a trip that we took down to southeast Gippsland to a house that my family has down there. It's a really remote part of Victoria. It was the first song we wrote down there. We wrote actually quite a few songs for the album down there.
It's the first song where we started using some pedals that featured heavily on everything afterwards. We just clicked these pedals on and basically put everything through them, hey? And they kind of made a sound for the whole album, this kind of washy, watery, psychedelic kind of sound. We really went with that from that song. That was kind of the birth of a sound that carried through the whole album.
You bring out the devil in me.
The Devil in Me.
That was the first song we wrote, actually, when we kind of thought about making a new record.
We really loved, I guess, the sound of it and the mood of it and everything that was going on. We felt like all the elements of that song is what we wanted to base our new album on. I guess that was like a blueprint for the sound of the album.
I think that kind of set up the attitude for a lot of the lyrics on this record.
Yeah, it was actually a big deal for me. It was like, you know, it was the first song that we wrote, and it was kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say a love song, but it was a song talking about my emotions. And like, I'd never really done that before. Like, I find it very easy to write songs about, you know, science fiction, about the end of the world or an old car or whatever. But I'd never really tried to put my heart on the line in a song before. I guess that was my first shot at that, and it felt good. And after that we decided we wanted to make a sincere and heartfelt album.
Hope for the future.
Hope for the Future is actually probably my favourite song on the record. I really like its simplicity in the chords, and I think Harry's vocal performance and the lyrics just seem to really engage you from the get-go. Something that kind of stirs me my heart and makes me feel a lot out of very little happening. I think this is just one of those songs that's really simple, really direct and really beautiful.
It's kind of like a guitar riff based song, like maybe the first guitar riff based song that we've written. You know, it's just a riff, and you play it over and over again, and then things happen on top of that riff. I think it's a very original sound. There's all this different stuff going on, and it develops in interesting ways, but even though it's a very original sound, it has this kind of real classic melodic feeling to it. It sounds like a classic song. It could be from the past, it could be from the future. All Alone. It was one of the early songs that we developed, and we kind of shelved it for a while, and it wasn't until towards the end of the recording process that we got back into it again. And I think part of the reason is because it's a very basic song in a lot of ways. It's really in the tradition of a good rock song in terms of it's just got a simple melody and simple but poignant lyrics that kind of repeat themselves over and over again. And for me, that was a big change. Like, not only just the simplicity of the melody, but also usually the stuff that I write is very wordy, you know, like filled with a lot of words, and this was just, you know, pretty minimal. It was more about singing your heart out rather than kind of trying to articulate your thoughts.
But that's something that we've pushed for a lot on this record, that it comes more from the heart.
You know, making it more about singing like a singer rather than singing like a, you know, like a storyteller.
I like the song because it's kind of got that mix between like that heartfelt, simple, you know, really emotive but kind of catchy melody, but then it's also kind of got this push, and so it's not kind of, it never feels like it's a soppy kind of cliche on what it's talking about. There's still like a sense of edge about it, and
it's a bit Arabic too. It's like, we like that, a bit of Arabic.
Looking so hard for love.
Looking So Hard for Love. That's a song that actually transformed as the record went on. Like, it actually started off as a really kind of small sort of sounding song that sort of kind of grew more into the verses, and as the recording process went on, it seemed kind of like it would lend itself more to a higher, more hyped energy consistently throughout the song.
I like it. Our friend Scotty described it, I think it's a really good description, he described it as a dysfunctional pop song. And it really is, like, because because in a way it's very kind of peppy and it's got a strong melody and it's conventional in some ways, but it's also very dysfunctional. It's got these weird synthesizer lines that go all over the place, and it changes key in between the verse and the chorus, and it has this kind of limping kind of feeling in the chorus.
It's also a great song where you know, the choir that we use live, that they really shine. On that song there's a big section which is sort of like, I guess, a bridge sort of section where they all sing this unison part. It's really powerful. It's a cool tune.
This life can seem a little short.
Like a lot of the songs that we write together, and it's a real collaborative process, and it's a lot of fun kind of bouncing ideas back and forth, and you know, we're not precious, we're not we don't have anything up our arse, we don't have anything to prove, we just want to make good songs. So it's a really fun relationship of just throwing back and forth ideas. But this song, yeah, it was kind of all written, but not necessarily, because I mean the great thing about Atlantis, this song, is it's full of these textures. I mean, it's kind of a song about it's about this underwater kind of scene, and there's all these great kind of watery, ripply textures going on, and it's also quite a journey as a song. It goes to some pretty deep places.
And we made it in the perfect place. This is another one that we made at the beach house. So we're sort of surrounded by this view of ocean, so that kind of inspired us to kind of keep making it feel like we were submerged.
Yeah, it was nice. We were so watery at that stage. We've never been so watery. I like to think of that song as like the headphones song of the album. It would be, don't you reckon it would be the best to listen to on your headphones?
Take Me Back was the song that this is another one that we wrote at the beach. It sounds like we were there for ages, but we were there for like 4 days.
Got a lot done in those 4 days.
Take Me Back was like the song that we'd write at the end of the songwriting days, when we were feeling a little rounder in the stomach, a little warmer from the wine.
It's funny, it's got like, in the vocal take there's this real sadness, which is appropriate because the song's about, you know, classic kind of jilted lover kind of breakup song. But I think in actual fact the sadness is more due to the fact that I'm just so tired, I just want to go to bed. That's a cool song. It's got a lot of synthesizers. It's always good.
Yeah, it was another song that came really quickly in the studio.
I won't talk about the integrity of the lyrics, because I don't think they have much integrity. But you know, it's a fun song. It's cool. I think it's going to be a really fun song live.
Yeah.
It's also kind of about the eventual decline of modern capitalism, viewed through the eyes of the proletariat.
What's the next song? To the Heavens Below. It's a really beautiful kind of song that turns into this kind of more of a psychedelic struggle.
I'm really proud of that song. I think it has a lot of emotion, and I think it goes somewhere. Some Vino.
Yeah, man. Tools for Survival is awesome. It's epic.
That's my favourite song on the record.
It actually turned into this real build of storytelling and energy that finally explodes into this kind of euphoric Jackson
kind of hippie-ish kind of vibe
moment.
A psychedelic hippies of the future. We worked really hard on this song. You know, it wasn't working. We recognised that there was a good song in there, but we totally fucked it up the first time. And then we worked really hard, and I think eventually we got it to a place where now, you know, it's a powerful song. It's got a lot of emotion. Is it bad to talk about your own music with such, you know, admiration? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, man, because we both really like it. So.
Yeah, we do like it. And we're proud of it. You got to be proud of it. I'm really proud of it.
And it's a great full stop to the record.
If you've got a choir, you have to end your record with the whole choir going,
Oh!
There's no other way to end the record.
Yeah, it's cool.